My name is Father Giuseppe Gagliano, and we used ServiceBuilder when I was priest at St. Paul's in Sydenham, Ontario.
My name is Brad Voss, and I'm the pastor of CrossWay Church in Battleground, Washington.
I was looking for a management application for my worship department. I fellowship at Revival Mission in Trinidad.
What I love the most about ServiceBuilder is the announcement feature.
There's two things that we use ServiceBuilder primarily for, volunteer management and worship planning.
The repertoire, the song repertoire, there are thousands of songs. What I also love is that if a song isn't there, you could add it. You could add that song into the list, and you can have your own personal repertoire for your worship team. Love that feature.
Hi, my name is Boutilier, and I pastor the Harrowsmith Free Methodist Church. It's located in Harrowsmith, Ontario, which is about 14 minutes north of Kingston.
The thing we love about volunteer management is all the information is stored in one spot. We schedule all our volunteers through this. Our nursery workers, our worship team, our greeters, our coffee, everything. And it's all in one spot, in one place that they can look at.
As you know, as any church administrator or pastor or priest would know, you get announcements throughout the week in your parish, and sometimes it can be overwhelming to kind of bring them together at the end of the week in a coherent format.
I'm recently new to this church. We really didn't have a system in place that worked well for trying to get in touch with everyone at a moment's notice. So if we had an urgent prayer request, for instance, or anything that we might need to notify people or just to stay in touch, it was really onerous to try to figure out how we get a hold of people.
The best part about that volunteer management, however, is the auto notification feature where you can set it to notify the people who are serving via email or text that they're up that week. So we don't have people not showing up. That's been a big plus.
Another favorite feature that I love is the fact that you can send an SMS text to each member letting them know when they are rostered to do their service.
I like the fact that we can sort easily just at a click of a button. I can figure out who hasn't been there for a week. I can figure out who hasn't been there for 4 weeks. We can track who's been sick and what was done to help to get them over through their sickness. We can track just about anything that we want to track. We can build it into ServiceBuilder. And I love the flexibility that if we think of something new and another way to track someone, we can, within a few moments, there it is, and we can start it all over again. Mm-hmm. So I think that's the part that I enjoy most about it.
The other thing that we like about it is the worship planning capabilities. It works really good for multiple people. The way that we work is, as a pastor, I usually try and work about 3 months in advance of what I'm going to preach on. So I'll have an idea of the main theme of the sermon and the text. Then my worship leaders can come in later and they can look at that theme and the text and kind of pick out the songs that they want to sing that week.
They appear immediately on your pre-made website, which can be very helpful for updating the website, which is something that a lot of churches have trouble with. The announcement feature is also great because you can input when you want an announcement to end, which means that you don't have to always be concerned about every week going through and seeing which ones you want to cut off from the previous week. If you have a pancake supper, say, on Shrove Tuesday, you know that it's done by Wednesday, so you can certainly plan ahead.
You can pick almost any problem to solve, and within a few minutes and a few clicks with ServiceBuilder, I'm able to track down the information I need. It's a very powerful tool in the fact that it's got so many flexibilities. So it's really not constrained or confined only by your own imagination in terms of what you might want to do with it.
But I also love that you can link the songs to your YouTube page where you can hear the song, you can add lyrics. These are features that I love, and I tried it out, and now it has been the second year that I have been using this program for my team.
Also, what we like about the worship planning section is that they can easily look at the songs that were sung in the past, so they don't duplicate it from week to week. Say they were gone that week, it's there. And they can also look at songs that haven't been sung for a while, and so they can kind of choose more of the songs in our whole repertoire, not just a few songs that might be familiar. And so it's really made our worship planning easier, and I feel like we do better services because of it.
Another helpful feature on ServiceBuilder is the lectionary feature. what it does is it has an inbuilt lectionary, so you don't have to input every week the various scripture passages. They're already there.
It saves us in CCL reporting. It's all there in your fingertips. When we had to report, I could do it in one setting. That was great.
Each member has indicated that they are so much more informed, and I am really happy about that.
I find that ServiceBuilder is also helpful, not just in the liturgical volunteers in a church, but also if you have a special event at the church. You can simply input it as a new event, and you can get your volunteers that way, either through email or text. And I find it very helpful to be able to just put out those volunteers, know that they've received their calls, and be able to check to see that they have confirmed.
Especially in the summer months when people's schedules change, they would forget, and they would either not show up or they would just remember like the night before. And so we'd have to hunt down finding volunteers, especially when we were a smaller church. With ServiceBuilder, they are notified that week on the Monday or Tuesday, however you want it set, that they're going to serve. And the cool thing about it is I'm the only pastor in my church, so and the only employee. And for the longest time, I didn't even have a volunteer secretary or anybody to do any of the admin. And so I would have had to send out all those emails or those texts and those reminders, and that's just more to add to my plate. But with ServiceBuilder, it does it automatically, and I don't really have to worry about it.
If I want to associate individuals with families, I can get contact information very quickly about that. If I need to know who may be connected at a distance, who's related, or birthdays, or anything like that, we can pull that up very quickly, and I'm not searching for that information.
Your support has been tremendous. I mean, I could have a problem and I email you or message you and you respond right away. You go beyond to try to fix whatever issues or whatever problems. I really, really appreciate that you, Mr. Silver, take time to communicate with me to make this experience a better one. I mean, I am so happy that I go around to churches and I teach on worship, and I am taking this app on the road with me. I am trying to promote this app everywhere I go. Anytime that I've asked Jason, could we do this or could we do that? And, well, yeah, we can do that. It's just a matter of minutes, and I've got an email back that say that feature is now up and running. So I love its flexibility.